Hello everybody, this is Blazestone and welcome to another video. So hello everybody and welcome back to CTGP Rate That Grand Prix. And we are actually here doing something a little bit different in terms of capturing the game and audio. We are rocking through the Elgato system right now, so hopefully everything's working alright and everything is going to be sounding alright. I will adjust it in upcoming episodes as we upload them. So without any further ado, I get to explain what's actually happening today, and welcome back to the CTGP life. There's been plenty of updates recently which have caused a certain bit of confusion, let's say, because I was supposed to be doing the Fireball Cup today. We are not doing the Fireball Cup today because two of the tracks in there were actually reviewed in the last episode, and due to updates they've been swapped around. The two of them being Engine Labs and Daisy Hillside. So I did review the other two tracks and then do an average for the Cup based upon what I rated the two tracks from the last episode anyways, and put them into the rankings as I see anyways. But you'll see at the end of the episode where they lie, if they lie anywhere else. The two other tracks that I didn't get, that you won't have seen, and you don't get to see through any of these episodes unfortunately, is Daisy's Palace and Dark Matter Fortress, in which both I have rated and both go towards the Cup average. So with that out of the way, I need to start today with explaining what the combo is today. So the randomizer has chosen today. It has gone for Dry Bowser, and as you can see on the screen, it's already there on the screen so you can see it, and the Warrior Bike. So as you can see, I already did do the Fireball Cup. It was Engine Labs, Daisy Hillside, Daisy's Palace, and Dark Matter Fortress. That's what you don't get to see today, and I didn't want to record a video just reviewing 2 out of 4 tracks. I didn't feel like it was really that much of a good choice. So realistically it's not the best outcome, but without any further ado we'll also get into the other tracks anyways. So for today's episode we are obviously reviewing the Red Shell Cup, in which we have Dark Matter Shrine, Dawn Township, Delfino Island, and Desert Castle Raceway. There is a little bit of a change in today's approach as well. I figured what would make things easier is if I came back to the menu between the tracks and used Versus Race instead of Grand Prix. Yes, we're still doing it in a Grand Prix matter, so we're doing all 4 races, and only all 4 races in the Cup. But it gives me time to come back to the menu and talk about it and review it, etc. And everything that needs to be done without having to be stressed, well, not stressed, but pressured to go into the next race by the game itself. So without any further ado, let's get right into it, starting with Dark Matter Shrine. Ooh, okay. So here we are with Dark Matter Shrine. Definitely using Rainbow roads and arrows. Definitely going with the Super Mario Galaxy vibe, with the star bits in the background as well. I like it. But how will it handle all vehicle types? Okay, that road's perfectly fine. Of course, I haven't played Mario Kart Wii in a while, so I have to give some tracks the benefit of the doubt. Okay, that was really close. Oh, Lord. Okay, thank God you actually supported that. Oh! Okay, that was my fault. That's a little platform, like, shortcut thing I guess you could choose to do. It's hard to see where some of the roads go, because you can still see the other roads on the other side, which makes me think I can go on them, but I can't. But then again, it all comes with the process of reading it, so. Most of these turns have been actually quite fine. Oh god, those blocking things are quite interesting. Okay, 2 little paths here, like a Rainbow Road sort of thing. I need to stop comparing it to Rainbow Road, but it definitely gives off that type of vibe because it's just in that format. pretty much 1 minute lap then. That's pretty... That's actually pretty short for a lap. Don't come, please no. Please no. I want to see what that was again. Oh, okay, so yeah. I need to be lined up with that perfectly, or just don't take it all. It's a risk and reward sort of idea. Okay, so when I did see that other path, it is actually another path I can take. Got it. I have to use the different paths this last lap. As I said, I'd like to take all paths in a given track if I feel like I can take them. Or if I'm too much of a noob, I'll openly admit that on in the video. I'll openly admit. Whoa! Okay, so you can actually hop between the two different roads. Not like it makes any benefit to you anyways. That's a little shortcut over there, I can see. Oh god. Ah, I thought I got it on time. Turns out I didn't. I didn't go to the left. But that was actually a successful, you know, attempt. Okay. These winding paths are pretty cool, though. They make for an interesting little, make it interesting for online races. No, it doesn't seem like any of the paths is more beneficial than another. Sometimes it feels like I don't get any luck when it comes to being a outside drifting bike. Oh god, okay. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take a 4th place from that. It's a Dark Matter Shrine. I think the Dark Matter Shrine definitely is linked to Super Mario Galaxy. So let's get back into the menu. This is the new format, and we can rate the track. So, Dark Matter Shrine. The theming was actually the theming. We all know how this rolls, right? We use theming, use functionality, we use replayability. Those are the big 3 factors. Theming, the look of the track and the theme and the goal of being a consistent theming track. Well, I think it did it well. Definitely screams to me Mario Galaxy. And did it achieve that? Well, yes, really. I felt like the winding roads is a bit iffy, but I don't know if that comes down to the theming or the functionality, more or less. But so, I will give the theming a very good positive. The shrine was really cool, even though you didn't really see much of it while racing through. I think it was really good. The Rainbow Roads obviously fit the theming of space perfectly, considering most Rainbow Roads are actually made in space. So, the theming for me is going to get a solid 9, I think. Okay, so functionality, there's a lot to say here. I will admit, I'm never the best at reading tracks, but that one felt much more difficult than most tracks to first play through, aka read the first time through. Admittedly, the bumpy tracks, the bumpy tracks were odd. I was really nervous about most of the jumps I made, because I felt like some of those jumps you could genuinely fall off very easily had you been bumped or had you not taken the jump correctly. But I will give it the positive of all the turns worked out really well for outside drifting bikes. And of course, I don't think any of the paths are particularly built to be faster than one another, which is another good thing to its functionality. So I will give its functionality some positives, but I think it's fair to stick it at a nice 7. Replayability. Would this be a fun track to play online? I honestly do think so. I want to think it'd get some good online races. It's not terrible, but it's one of those things that I feel like you can show off how well you know the track online. And I think the jumps and the interesting paths, as well as, of course, items and blocking certain passages, and the shortcut makes it for an interesting track to replay. I look at the track and I think I could genuinely get a lot about replaying it again. I could learn more shortcuts, better learn how to navigate the track. So I think its replayability is better than its functionality, personally. So it's gonna get a bump up to 8 for me. And with that, that makes Dark Matter Shrine. And without further ado, we'll move into the next track, which is Dawn Township. That is a pretty nice waterfall. There's some pretty good PNG bushes. Okay, I like the look of this. At least from the last camera angle, showed off a lot more of the track, which does give me more hope. Oh, it's a 1 lap track. Okay. Oh god, that's not the way. That was my fault. That wasn't the track, that was me. My brain completely blanked. Ooh, a little crystal cave. This is very cool scenery. The way they've done the light effects is nice too. I don't want you to chase me, so I'm gonna stall the hell out of here. Hit 1 or 2 people. Oh my gosh! Do you just circle? Oh god, you just circle around. Oh my god, the change up. Alright, that's pretty cool. This is very fun to race in an outside drifting bike as well so far. Okay, I can trick that. Nice. No, no Thundercloud, please. Get Koopa. Okay, got it. Nice. The town feel is also very cozy as well. This track gives off that vibe. It's very cozy. I like it. But it is almost like over unless this goes like out somewhere else that's off the minimap. That was it? Wow. Okay. That was very short. That was very short. But I will say this. Very my apologies. Very, very enjoyable, admittedly. In many ways. So of course we've got to go into Dawn Township, thinking about, of course, the 3 topics. Starting with the theming. I mean, what can I say? It was in a town, and it was dawn. You were driving through a town at dawn. Of course, there wasn't really much of the town as you probably could come to expect, maybe. But that's being nitpicky. I think the theming is solid. Going through the cave doesn't really give off a town sort of vibe. But the theming did make it comfortable. So I think just like Dark Matter Shrine, I've got to give it a 9 in theming. I think it scores very well on that. Functionality. I found no flaws, really. The track is built for all vehicles. There's a section where you can snake with carts, which is really good, actually. That was the part with the trees. You could definitely snake with carts there. Outside drifting bikes have no issue, obviously, like the Warrior bike is. Outside drifting bike, no problem at all. Not a single one that I can name. So, realistically, it functions actually probably... I'd put it up there as one of the best functional tracks to me. So, admittedly, I have to give it a 10. It is just, honestly, in terms of functionality, perfect, in my opinion. No issues with how it performed. Now, replayability. This is where I can knock it a little bit, but not a whole lot. In terms of replayability, would this track be fun online? I don't doubt it would be. I think it would be alright online. I think it would be okay. My big issue is, I feel like that the track would benefit more from being a 2-lap track than a 1-lap track. However, I can sort of see why, if you get me. I think, realistically, a 2-minute lap could be pushing on the 5 minutes 30 second, I think the limit is, time for online races. So it does go on the long side when it does go up to 2 laps. But it felt like the lap went by really quickly. However, I will give it this. As a track, it functions really, really well. Online, I think it could bear some enjoyment, I think. So the replayability, I will give it a... I'll give it an 8, I think. Because replayability is good, but of course, it feels really quick, and it is quite quick. Not something that can be avoided, though. With Dawn Township out of the way, we move on to the next track, which is Delfino Island, which instantly makes me think about Super Mario Sunshine. I am very mistaken. Even though Delfino, yeah, it's more of Delfino Plaza, but however, this looks interesting. It looks interesting. Three-lap race. Looks like a pretty long track. Okay. So... Some of those ramps don't feel like they should be approached like that. Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Oh, okay, that was my fault. I'm trolling now. I couldn't make that unless I have a mushroom. This layout is interesting. There's a lot you can explore here. But the amount I have to drift early is not the most fun. Cracked bridge, interesting. This is definitely making me think, at the moment, old custom track vibes. Can I make a cut there? Okay, so that's what that's for. Okay. Okay, I did not mean to do that, but I'll take it. God, I'm really struggling right now. So is this really... Oh, that does actually have a path. A path that makes me think I should use a mushroom for it, but... I could just be sucking right now. I could just be sucking to be sucking. But this bridge part, creative. Confusing, but creative. We could use a dodge right now, to be fair. There's a lot of mushrooms dropping from these crates, but then again there is a lot of crates and they do keep replenishing, so... Okay, not a bad place to drop me. Good lord. Okay. I've opened up a bit more to this. Still don't exactly think we're in outside drift-friendly territory. Oh. Comboing me out of existence. Thank you, Baby Luigi, and whoever needs the shot, admittedly. So all these, like... all these are spin drift roads, which is a choice. Oh my god. I took an L because of that crate. Admittedly though, I do think I took an L for that entire race. But I was learning. I was learning as time went on. So, it comes down to the rating. So that was Delfino Island. I didn't exactly do the best performance of Delfino Island. There's a lot to learn there, I think. So I've got to give that as a benefit of the doubt note. So, however, there are some things that I will discuss. So theming, can't say it's bad. I really can't. Like, it definitely was an island. The textures were perfectly fine. The cutting on the bridges seemed a bit... eh. It's one of those, it's there to be there things. And I think it does hurt another category here, but I'll get into that in a second. But theming-wise, I do think it does a justice. It's an island. I mean, Delfino's just... I think Delfino's just shoved there for being Delfino. But it definitely does give off the island feel. It nails that right on the head. So, the theming for me, I would not say as strong as Dawn Township or Dark Matter Shrine, but still very solid with an 8. Now, functionality. This is where I've got to dock a few points, and in not the best nature either. So, no part of that track feels outside drift friendly. Yes, I know I've beaten a bunch of AIs on 150cc, but what does that mean in an online race? If that was an online race, I'd get smoked. I'd be done, I'd be gone. The shortcuts are good. Good for replayability. Hard to spot, but not terribly hard to spot. Like, I mean, the one where the boost panel ramp goes into the shortcut on the bridge part section. I didn't spot that till the second lap, so it's okay. It's okay. But could be more obvious, I guess. I mean, even an arrow sign or something that would probably still point it out better. But that's being nitpicky for being that's a nitpicky little bit of detail. However, its outside drift stuff is not fun. It's not fun to be outside drift on that track. Inside drift, it will be amazing for a track. The holes, the circular holes in the bridges were just barely doable, I'd say. A lot of gaps that you can fall into. Yes, it does make actually hopping have a bit of use, but casual play is not really. Most casual players will fall into the gaps in the bridges. They won't know to even hop it. So, functionality. I've got to be a bit harsh on this. I'll give it a 6. Now, replayability. Would this track be fun to do online? Oh, I believe that 100%. 100%. The reason why I believe that this track would be an amazing online track, and people might actually vote it a lot online, is because shortcuts offer different experiences and varied play. Getting good at that track also makes it good for online play, and good to show your skill in online play. So, I think, realistically, it makes a good online track, not for experienced lobbies, and of course the higher VR players will definitely be in that track up. Do I blame them? Not really. Inside drifting bikes will be mostly present in online races, so people won't really complain that much. However, casual point of view, some casual players do use karts and outside drifting bikes, which it still, once again, will have an issue with. But I can't knock its replayability as much as I did the functionality. So the replayability for me is going to get an 8, just like its theming. Woo! Yes. I know we've lost it. I know we lost the controller. So, without further ado, we're going to get into the final track, which is Desert Castle Raceway. Let's finish off the track, and hopefully this finishes off the Red Shell Cup in an interesting matter. But we're about to find out. Without further ado, let's get into it. So, Desert Castle Raceway. I see desert and I see castles. So, thematically, already giving the correct vibe. Interesting. We're going straight into a left turn. A little water is really cool under. Okay. Neat little road. They're trying with the railings. They'd be all over the place. Toad, I swear to God. Oh God, Mario! Oh my Lord. Okay, so this is a 2-lap race too. I was playing too many shortcuts at the moment. Those cars were definitely saying Screaming Toad's Turnpike. Oh my God, can I really get away with that good of a... Okay. That is a good area for, like, shortcuts. It's almost like Mario Raceway in that sense. Oh my God. That was my fault. Took way too much of a risk there. Okay. That is interesting. That's a choice. Alright. That was my fault that I didn't meet that corner. That corner's not the design of the track. Fault. Okay, bumping into that wall is not like it's not like Aquadrome stage level of iffy. That's perfectly fine. Don't know also like the Mewtwo on the wall is an interesting choice. I say interesting. Okay, that's a neat little cut that I make. Wait. That's a shortcut. Okay, that's the first shortcut I have like spotted. Obviously. Was I good at the shortcut? No, because I didn't see it coming. I wouldn't mind a dodge of the shock right now. That would be really nice. That wasn't as long as it should have been. Ready for Toad's Turnpike. Yeah, that's not as bad as it was in the first lap. I've learnt that. I've learnt how that works. That's not too bad. That's not bad. Can't knock that. Rubbish. I'm glad that most of these aren't sticky roads. I'm actually quite happy that they're not sticky roads. Oh, that is cool. Oh, thank you, Wario. You've benefited me quite well here. Now I'm gonna blow you up. Okay, yeah, yep. A bit too hard on the first lap, but... Oh god, but if you're gonna point out left, then, like, you could have at least, like, not done that. Oh, you son of a... Oh god, that was a wide drift from me. Oh boy. Big mistake. Could have at least got the item. Oh! Oh, Peach, we go in there. We go in there, huh? We go in there. Oh, Bowser. Oh, you lucky. Ugh. No, I'm not going to lose to you, Bowser. Okay, I beat Donkey Kong. I'll take it. So that was Desert Castle Raceway. And that's the end of the GP. So, what do I say about Desert Castle Raceway? So, after the Grand Prix, I got 42 points. Nice, which is just barely beating Dry Bones, admittedly. But that's not anything to do with the tracks or anything. that's just a general thing. Doesn't matter how many points I get. However, if I do happen to make it like a second season of this for whatever reason, and I'm still, interested in custom tracks, I probably will be at the time. So that comes down to whatever. That comes down to whatever I'm feeling at the time. So realistically, we'll see. We're nowhere near a second season anyways, because the first season still has a bunch of tracks to go through anyway. So, moving on swiftly, let's do the ratings for Desert Castle Raceway. So, theming. I mean, there's a raceway, there was a castle in the desert. So, yes, it does meet the theming really well. I mean, it definitely gave off Mario Raceway vibes, and I think there was a lot of inspiration from Mario Raceway, with the desert theming being on point. Some of the textures were a bit weird, but I mean in terms of like the main one being the railings, they didn't connect properly. Of course, I feel like that's a difficulty with the models that they chose to use. Not so much really the design. I feel like they use a default design, so I'll give it the benefit of the doubt there. The Mewtwo on the wall was like, huh? What are you doing here, Mewtwo? Hello. I see an image of Mewtwo. But, once again, not going to use it to knock it. So, the theming, for me, just like the Final Island, is solid, and I'm going to get an 8. Functionality. So, I've got to say, the track was way more functional than I gave it credit for. At first. I was like, oh god, this is really weird, or this is not capable with an outside drifting bike or a kart or anything. But the second lap completely cleared up a lot of those for me. The only issue I do have is there are a lot of mushroom shortcuts in places where nobody would be able to tell there was a mushroom shortcut. Which a lot of the time makes a new player think, oh great, and now I'm stuck here and now I'm losing all these places and now I've probably gotten right at the back of the pack. But that's not bad. You learn, you experiment, you get better at these tracks. So I gotta be honest about the functionality. I will give it a 7. Good, in the middle of good and great. In the middle of good and perfect. So I'd say great. The functionality is great. Now replayability. Would this track be fun online? Well, I look at it this way, and I make a lot of comparisons to Mario Raceway because there was a lot of similar feel to the track. Would that make an enjoyable online race with the amount of shortcuts? Absolutely. I think that track screams good online functionality. Not so much as most of the others in this Grand Prix, but I can't say it's bad. Can never say anything bad about it. So, what do I give it? I think there'll be the other ones. I think Delphine Island is much more online, better for online. But I will still give it an honest one, and I think it matches its functionality in terms of replayability and gets a 7. So, with that being said, guys, we are at the end of the Red Shell Cup. And we've got to tally everything. I'll tally everything up and of course put them on screen. So here is the updated list for the top 5 Grand Prix. As you can see, the Fireball Cup has also made it in there. Just barely. It might get shoved out soon. We'll find out. Here are the top 5 tracks. As you can see, these may or may not have updated. We'll find out. I'll find out when I update them. But you can see them all now, obviously. So, not so much of a later. It's more a now. And of course, as per tradition, here are the top 5 worst tracks. It's hard to say worst tracks. I'll say this every episode. It just means tracks I think need a little bit of a reworking, or a little bit of a quality upgrade, or a playability upgrade, a bit more of an accessible change. But not to the point where I'd say the track needs to be removed from CTGP. I think the selections for CTGP are fantastic, and continue to be fantastic every single update. So, with that being said, guys, you have all of the tracks here, and that closes this episode, guys. I hope you all have a fantastic old day. Stay awesome, stay safe, stay yourselves. Have a fantastic old day, and I'll see you all in the next video. For now, take care.